Alright guys, so I went on my way to go ahead and look at the UFC pound for pound list, and I was utterly disappointed. So I also went on my way to make a custom tier list for you guys because I think this is the true pound for pound list. Now guys, I think you guys might be excited about this, but if you guys have any opinions, any thoughts, go ahead and put it down in the comments. I will be gladly to be responding to you guys' comments about this because I know you motherfuckers might have some things to say about this. But for the most part, I think you guys might be excited for this. So guys, all in all, like the video, subscribe. 5 likes is all I'm looking for. But before we get into the list, also, I'm going to tell you my criteria of the list. And it comes in an exact order like this, guys. So listen up tightly. Number 1 on the list, it comes with how well does the fighter look against his opponent. That matters a lot, and I'll be scaling that a lot. Basically, that's going to be the main thing I scale. Number 2 thing that I scale on the list is the resume of the fighter, the fight history, who is he fighting? You know, that matters a lot. Number 3 on the list is the entertainment factor. How much asses are you putting into seats? That matters. And number 4 on the list is the activity of the fighter. How active are you against your opponent? Now guys, like the video, subscribe, motherfuckers. I don't have to tell you once, I don't have to tell you twice. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Alright, number 15th on the list, we have Charles Oliveira. Now, guys, I know you guys might hate this one. My Brazilians might already dislike this video. But let's be real about Charles Oliveira. I was with the whole Charles Oliveira storyline. But let's be real about it, man. The motherfucker missed weight. He was supposed to be the next guy up to give Islam the hardest challenge. Turns out Volkanovski gave him a better challenge than what Charles Oliveira could ever do. Didn't do anything against Islam, took an L, and got his ass kicked by Arman Tsarukyan and lost. So let's be real about Charles Oliveira here. This guy shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. But for that reason alone, we're going to put him at the 15th spot, and it is a risky 15th spot. I'm talking about somebody that's looking to take that spot easily. I don't know what what's next up for him, but I don't see any championship opportunity coming up next for him. And I love Charles Oliveira. He's a guy in this league. So he took a jump down on the pound for pound list. And now a guy that's taking a jump up on the pound for pound list is Israel Adesanya. Now, UFC has him ranked 15th. So it's kind of like a little switcheroo right here. 15th, 14th, you know, we're taking a little switcheroo right here. But we have Israel Adesanya ranked 14th on the list. Now, I think that Sean Strickland loss put a huge stain to it for me. Sean Strickland lost to Jared Cannonier, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Lost to DDP. You lost to DDP. So it's like, you know, a losing factor starting to come to you. That mojo starting to come to you. You haven't been looking well lately. The entertainment factor is there. The activity is there. But let's be honest. You just haven't been looking all that good. I want to put you up higher if you would have beat DDP, you would have been way higher up on the list. But that loss to DDP also propelled you to be 14th on that list. If you beat DDP, you probably would have been 8th, 6th on the list easily. But that loss has easily landed you to 14th. Could make your way back up, man. Is what it is. Now, guy, that I don't have any reason to have him 13th on the list, to be honest. I really can't give you guys an explanation why is he 13th on the list, because this guy has a lot of the things that I'm saying. He's active. He looks well against his opponent. We're gonna go ahead and get to that first thing, but he looks well. Second thing is the resume. I like the fight history. Imavov, Medov. He fought Cannonier, Drakus, Adesanya, Alex Pereira. I like the fight history that he has. And the entertainment factor. We all know what's there. But it's something, like I said, back to the number 1 reason why I think he's at this spot is because he just doesn't impose his will on his opponent. Doesn't have that will factor to impose on his opponent. And I think that's the problem, that he's at that number 13 spot. I want to put him higher, but he just hasn't shown me that reason to put him higher. And originally, it's not like he took a jump up and down. He stood at his spot. So, shout out to him. Another guy taking one jump down on the list is Max Holloway. Now, I think Max Holloway, I'm happy that this motherfucker exposed Justin Gaethje. Because let's be honest about Justin Gaethje. This guy is not a great boxer like how you guys are overhyping him up to be. What Max Holloway did to Justin Gaethje is what Tony Ferguson was supposed to do, motherfuckers. But sadly, I had to see that bloodbath. I had to see Tony Ferguson die that day. So I'm happy Max Holloway did what he did to Justin Gaethje. But I think he's just that guy to, just to be he's the gatekeeper of the featherweight division. He's not going to beat Volkanovski, and he's not a guy that's going to be able to beat Ilia Topuria. And that's just what it comes down to. The resume, I like it. The entertainment factor, I like it. The activity factor, I like it. And he looks well against his opponent. I like it all. But he just will never get to that point. He will never beat those guys, in my opinion. If he does, he'll get higher up on the list. Next up on the list, we have Leon Edwards. The reason why we have him up higher up than Max Holloway, so I know you guys are probably thinking Max Holloway is not higher than Leon Edwards, but Leon Edwards beat, in my personal opinion, and a lot of the people's opinion, I have Kamaru Usman being the welterweight GOAT. I don't care what you guys are saying. GSP is not the welterweight GOAT, motherfuckers. If GSP in his prime and Kamaru Usman in his prime fought, Kamaru Usman will wash his ass. Let's be honest. But that win against Kamaru Usman, that's high riches right there. That's high riches, So I have to show him some respect for that. He's a tough killer. Beat Vicente Luque. Have a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson on his list. Beat Nate Diaz. Dude has a body count, a pretty good body count, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. And this guy next up on the list is Tom Aspinall, number 10th on the list. And he is originally number 8th on the list. By the way, Leon Edwards was originally number 9th. But Tom Aspinall is number 8th on the list, and we have him number 10th on the list. Now, and it's not, by the way, for this reason, it's not his fault. He's looked great against his opponent. Beating them all within the first round. Hasn't really gotten to the deep rounds against his opponent. Fine. But it's not like he's fought in the creme of the creme, in my opinion. I haven't seen him go against Francis Ngannou when the time was supposed to come. He hasn't gone against Cyril Gane. Now, I will say the Spivak and the Pavlovich fight, I'll give him credit. And you know what, the Volkov fight, even though he beat Volkov, I need to see that again. I had to see that fight. I need to see that again. Volkov now is an absolute savage. Is an animal. And I don't think Tom Aspinall is able to beat Volkov, in my opinion. If I were to put some heavy money, I have Volkov winning. But I have him number 10th on the list, and there's nothing wrong with being number 10th on the list. There's a lot of UFC fighters, and there's a lot of people that would love to be 10th pound for pound ranking. So it's not like Tom Aspinall is in the worst position ever. And he's the interim champ. You can't be higher than this, and you're the interim champ, motherfucker. You have to be the actual champ of your division to be a little bit higher up. How about that for an argument, motherfuckers? Next up on the list, we have Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is taking a jump down on the list. He was originally number 6 on the UFC's list. But Sean O'Malley's resume, he looks good against his opponent. Like I said, I'll be scaling that high. I will say he looks good against his opponents. And by his opponents, I will say the earlier stage of his career in Aljamain Sterling. Anything a little bit in between that, when it came down to Petr Yan, I thought Petr Yan won it. Obviously, we all know about the Marlon Vera one, and the Aljamain Sterling really propelled him to be higher up. But I have him personally 9th on the list. I need to see what he does against Merab for him to be a little bit higher. I think he has all the intangibles. Strikes everything, to be honest. There's nothing I can say. Strikes everything. I just need to see him go against Merab to be a little bit higher. I think Petr Yan got robbed. Let's be honest there. I think he got robbed. And I need to see him just beat Merab to get a little bit higher. I think this is the perfect spot for Sean O'Malley. I don't want to hear no argument about that. Next up on the list, we have Pantoja. Now, this dude's resume looks absolutely amazing. He has Steve Erceg on the list. He has Manil Cap on the list. This dude has a pretty good resume. He has a pretty good resume. Look, he's a go-getter. This is a true pound for pound animal right here. Not much I need to say about it. I think Pantoja's at the right spot. Is that much I need to say to back him up on this spot here? I like Pantoja at the spot, motherfucks, and accept it. It's that simple. What the fuck? I have to explain Pantoja to you guys? No. Next up on the list, we have Ilya Manelia Topuria. This guy's an absolute animal. I think the body count, the resume that he has isn't good enough. Bryce Mitchell, Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, yes, all the mid carders, he's beaten them. Volkanovski is probably the only great name that he has, and that Volkanovski win was pretty good. I'll give him that. So that really propelled him to be he took a jump down on the list, but that propelled him to be at the right spot that he deserves to be at. And I think he's at that spot perfectly fine. Next up on the list, I don't give a fuck what you guys are saying, but we have Alexander Volkanovski, motherfucks. Now, I think Volkanovski was winning that fight before the sequence happened with Ilya Topuria. I thought Volkanovski was doing a pretty decent job. I thought the fight could have gone either way at that point. And obviously it went Ilya Topuria's way. But where's the rematch for this fight? Why are we giving Max Holloway the title shot? Are we not going to respect Volkanovski, the reign, the terror that he's brought to that featherweight division? Let's give him a rematch, and I guarantee you Volkanovski will show that he is head and shoulders better than Ilya Topuria. We're not going to go ahead and sleep on Volkanovski like the UFC did. Volkanovski is perfect at the number 6 spot, and the UFC originally had him at the number 10 spot, which was absolutely ridiculous and disrespectful. All right, guys, the guy next up on the list, I want to put him higher up on the list, but I just couldn't do it. I think the UFC is really reaching for this one, put him at the number 1 spot, and that is Islam Makhachev. Now, guys, Islam Makhachev is at a right spot right here at the number 5 spot. Listen up here. I know you guys are probably thinking you don't know what you're talking about at all, but let's be honest. He was supposed to lose against Volkanovski in that first fight. He was supposed to lose. Second fight, we'll give it to him. He kicked his head off his shoulders. He beat Dustin Poirier. He beat Charles Oliveira. Cool. But it's not like he fought the craziest of fighters after that. It was Drew Dober for crying out loud. It was nobody's after that. I think he got Henfeld. Like literally, he got fed his way up to the top. He was able to win the belt, and he's been having the belt title reign for a good amount of time. We'll say that. But it's not like, he really fought his way up to the top. He's beaten the creme of the creme, won the championship, and he's reigning terror as a champ. He's just now starting to do a little bit of something after beating Dustin Poirier. But before he beat Dustin Poirier, it still wasn't that factor from Islam. Let's be honest about it. Now, guys, the guy we have next up on the list is DDP. Now, guys, I know you guys are probably thinking, how the fuck do you have DDP over Islam Makhachev? Let me read you DDP's body count. Now, at this point, by the time you get to Volkanovski, by the time you got to Ilya Topuria, all these fighters they look good against their opponent. But a thing that matters, DDP's resume just looks better than Islam. He has Robert Whittaker. He has Israel Adesanya on his record. The dude has Sean Strickland on his record. The dude is stacking up bodies. Jack Hermanson, Chris Curtis. Did he fight Chris Curtis? Not Chris Curtis. I don't know. I'm forgetting the Australian lad's name. You guys know what I'm talking about. Darren Till. He has a pretty good resume, and I think it's way better than Islam at this point right now. And I think DDP takes that nod over Islam at this very moment. Not saying that Islam can't surpass him, but today we have DDP over Islam, and that's facts. Next up on the list, we have Alex Pereira. Now, Alex Pereira, this dude right here is an absolute fucking savage. He's an absolute fucking animal. The dude has Sean Strickland as a body count. The dude has Israel Adesanya. The dude has Jan Blachowicz. The dude has Yuri Prohaska. The dude has Jamal Hill. All champions. He's beaten nothing but champions since he's been here. And it's like, wow, how can you, at this point, how can you go ahead and not get this man any love at this point? You got to go ahead and show him the respects. And I think him at the number 3 spot is perfect for the Poatan Pereira. I know a lot of you Poatan fans, you guys are really huge. And you guys are really going to give me some flack for it. But I think it's the right spot for Poatan. I want to see him against Khalil Roundtree. If he could go ahead and do his thing against Khalil Roundtree, he might go ahead and propel at the number 2 spot. And guys, at the number 2 spot, we have, remember the name, Bilal Muhammad. This guy, well-deserved, fought his way up to the top. I'm talking about a true grinder. This is a guy with a storyline. This is a guy that I literally understood his story in so many ways. It was like, wow, this guy came in, had a great performance against Leon Edwards, and against a lot of his opponents before that, beat Sean Brady when a lot of people thought Sean Brady was supposed to whip his ass. He's calling out Rachmaninoff, calling out Kamaru Usman. He's what Vicente Luque, beat Vicente Luque, beat Wonder Boy. Like, this dude is starting to really like go ahead and have a let's go ahead and look at his body count together if you guys think I'm lying. Let's go ahead and look at it. Because we looked at Islam's recently. Let's go ahead and look at Bilal Muhammad's. Woo! This dude has Leon, Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady, Vicente Luque, Wonder Boy, Damian Maia. Like, oh my gosh. Like, how is this not a great body count right here? How is this? Like, this is way better than Islam's. Let's go ahead and be honest here. You can make an argument between Poatan and Bilal. You can make that argument between the switcheroos. We'll say that. But let's not make an argument with Islam there. And I think Bilal, remember the name Muhammad, is perfect at that number 2 spot. Now, guys, I'm pretty sure you know who's at that number 1 spot at this point. And I don't have to tell you guys once, and I don't have to tell you guys twice. It is Johnny Bones motherfucking Jones. Now, this dude right here, the resume, do I even have to say the resume? You guys know the resume. You guys know he has it all. The entertainment, he has how he looks great against his opponent. If you guys don't think that, just look at that Cyril Gane fight recently. His most recent fight, great performance, beat the dude in like 2 minutes. The resume, don't have to explain that to you guys. Like I said, the entertainment factor, don't even have to go and explain that to you guys. John Jones will take it an extra step. He doesn't put asses on seats, but I will say, the reason why he wasn't doing that is because he was whooping his opponent so bad. It was like, why am I going to this John Jones fight? You know what I'm saying? This guy has no chance on beating John Jones. So it was like, I could say the entertainment factor probably wasn't there because it's not like he was just putting asses on seats every time. But let's be honest, man. He was just washing these motherfuckers. And the activity just probably isn't there as crazy. But when it's all said and done, man, with a resume like that, how much activity do you need from this dude with a resume like that? This dude would wash over Tom Aspinall any time of the day. Wash over Francis Ngannou any time of the day. I think Stipe Miocic is his best test. Let's be honest here. Stipe Miocic would wash Tom Aspinall easily if they fought today. 42-year-old Stipe, I will say. Guys, this is my tier list of the pound for pound list right here. Woo! I feel like I was talking for a whole hour straight, guys. So my bad for if I was stuttering. Man, maybe I have to cut it up, man. Do these guys in sections next time because, my gosh. I did this with no edits, if I'm not mistaken. I might have done maybe one edit. But I've done this with no edits. Literally, I was talking for like how long? Wow, I am a true YouTuber. I was talking for 23 minutes straight. No breathing. So, guys, if I did stutter, I'm sorry. But all in all, it's your boy Frederick Schwed. And I'm out.